what's the word of the tournament for you?
Gutsy.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I didn't think she was going to do that. And that
I don't think a lot. I mean,
for a lot of reasons, right?
Yeah, and a lot of people have been watching her, going, she's playing really, really good tennis. But I don't think a lot of people were going, okay, she's going to win the championship. And even when she got to the championship and you saw Kerber there, you're not going.
Well, yes. Well, the key. There's a lot of moments, big picture, why you don't think she's going to do this. In the moment, tied up at a set apiece, third set in the championship, during the timeout on the side, when she's talking to her coach, and literally everything on this young woman is being iced.
Yeah.
I didn't think she was going to win.
I want this so bad.
And to me, that's code for I can't get there. I feel like I'm going to lose it. That's how I read that. Mm-hmm. And she didn't.
She dug deep.
She didn't.
Yeah.
She went out there at 18, having played more matches before the tournament than Angelique Kerber. Obviously, she wasn't the fresher of the two, and she got it done. And Tim, I have to say, I believe strongly, this is the most significant tennis victory in the history of this country. I'm talking Davis Cup. I'm talking Daniel Nestor at the Olympics. I'm talking all of it. Because as a single competitor in this country's history, we've had close calls, obviously some Grand Slam finals.
Yep.
But there seems to have been an issue getting over that hump in a big, big way. This isn't a Grand Slam, but it's damn close.
Yeah, some people call it the fifth one.
And the fact that she got there, considering what we just heard in the previous tape that we played, she is a tiger, this young lady. And she went out there and got it done when every physical sense she had was, I can call this a day and still hang my head very high. And she didn't. She went out and pulled it off. I think this is a hell of a springboard. I hate talking up young talent this way. I have been critical of Canadian tennis observers in the past for anointing a little too early. I can't turn the other way on this. Well, she's something different, man.
This is when I agree with you, because I think Olympics obviously puts it at a different level, and a lot of people who might not be watching are watching those events. But if this is the springboard to the stardom that many who are watching her do what she did to Kerber are predicting now, like there are a lot of people who aren't Canadian who are watching this and saying, not only did she bring power, because you'll see that oftentimes in teenagers on this tour where they just overpower others and end up getting wins. She did it with everything. She showed off the full repertoire. She did it with, like, she outcrafted someone who has won Grand Slams in the past, someone who was a world number one. You're not supposed to be 18, go and outcrafty a veteran of the game like Kerber, and she went out and did it. This, to me, if it ends up being the springboard, then I think we can put it in that spot. But you could just see from the reaction. I mean, it was from all over, from the Prime Minister of Canada to the Toronto Raptors to other professionals. It was, and full marks, right? Like, it's not like she just walked to this final and then beat a good player. I think she beat, in the end, 6 seeds to get there.
That's crazy.
I mean, Muguruza destroyed. Right? Svitolina beat. Like, you went through a near murderer's row when you consider as a wild card. Now, she beat 5-seeded players on the way to the title. Let me correct myself. Now 29-3 on the year. And let's remember, Sid, this isn't the WTA of the past. This isn't women's tennis of the past where, you know, like a Steffi Graf or a Martina Hingis or a Monica Seles is able to dominate as a teenager. The last teenager to win a Grand Slam was Kuznetsova in 2004. Like, the game has changed. It no longer is young kids overpowering pros. And what she did was overpower, outsmart. She was unbelievable, and I think that's why Canadians are jumping towards the conclusion that this is such a good story.
You mentioned Kerber's rep. Let's remind people again who, never mind the other names you mentioned in terms of getting to this final. Kerber has won every Grand Slam except for the French. There are not a lot of women who are able to say that, not named Serena, right? Like, that is a real vet who has won a lot in her career yesterday and who was clearly fresher physically than Bianca. And the fact that she faced, it was the adversity, Tim, yesterday that got me.
Right.
And it wasn't just the physical adversity.
Yeah, the mental toughness.
She blew 3 match points at serving 5-3.
Yeah.
There were multiple times during the third set, because I am a far weaker mental individual, where I would have mailed the rest in because I had nothing left to give. When you drop 3 match points like that, physically spent, and still come back and get it done, it speaks to a different level that this woman can go to. And it's scary if you're the opposition. Like Kerber at the end of that match yesterday, I don't know what she's thinking. She's like, what do I have to do? She's a this girl's a vampire. I can't get rid of her.
Yeah.
And I sat back after watching a lot of really, really amazing Canadian tennis performances down through the years just come up short. To see it swing the other way, not to disrespect what Eugenie did getting to a Grand Slam or Milos or whatever. This felt different. This felt like Tennis Canada, for all of its promise that I've seen and been told is coming for a lot of years, to see a young woman who's dominated the junior circuit, was #1 in the world for youth tennis.
Right.
To push through this quickly is like a whoa moment to me.
Listen, I don't think you're being negative, but that's the elephant in the room, right? The elephant in the room is the comparison to Eugenie Bouchard, who seemingly, when faced with these mental obstacles, sometimes physical obstacles, couldn't get over the hump, and everyone was ready to anoint her. So you're watching this going, I don't want this to happen again.
I'm a little scared. Yeah.
I'm a little scared.
I don't want this to happen
I've seen this movie before. And I think a lot of people were really hesitant because of the past. And listen, it's not just Eugenie Bouchard. I mean, we showed the board of Caroline Bassett-Seguso also had that kind of, we're going to anoint her the next one, and she never ended up getting there, right? And so Canadian tennis fans of all ages have been there. By the way, shout out Hurricane and Helen Kelsey.
Shut up.
Just because that was my era. You know
one of
what I'm talking about?
One of my favorites.
You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
But the elephant in the room, obviously, is Andreescu being compared to those who came before her, and Eugenie Bouchard. You can't help but look at that and go, well, this is what we don't want to happen. And through fault and sometimes no fault of Eugenie Bouchard, she has been put in the spotlight and hasn't been able to come through. We've seen now Andreescu step into the spotlight and come through in a big way.
Couple things this also does here, Tim, that I don't think people realized in the moment, because she wasn't winning these top flight tournaments. She's 18 years old. Yeah. Her parents have not been traveling with her consistently.
Yeah.
That's
an unbelievable story.
It's money.
So they were in Miami waiting for her to finish
where she is this
in California, thinking, well, that's a cheaper trip from Toronto. We can get down there. It's not the flight to California.
No. That's the one regret I'm sure she had yesterday, that the folks couldn't be there.
Well, she told Caroline Cameron, though, after. I don't know if you saw the conversation between Caroline Cameron
I forget
and Bianca Andreescu, but Carolyn asked her about her parents being in Miami, and she said, well, it's kind of a funny story. I FaceTimed them, and we didn't say anything for 10 minutes. Like, they just kind of stared and smiled at each other.
It's a lot of data.
It's a lot of data, but you can understand how some proud parents might look at their daughter, and their daughter might have, just knowing the journey, understanding the journey, could sit there speechless after, as a wild card, winning at Indian Wells.
So you have the situation now where financially things have changed for her instantly. Yeah. You have the situation where...
Nice check, eh?
Nice check. 1.2
or 3?
Yeah. Oh, who cares after 800,000?
I do.
Also, so do I.
Yeah.
Also, these wild card matches are done to get a tournament.
Done,
Like this is, she has shed, it's like a layer of skin gone of her past, and this completely new athlete with a completely new financial reality, a completely new ranking, a completely new reality in the tennis world.
She'll be seated
is in
now
front of
she's
us.
24.
Oh
right?
my God, this whole playing an extra 2 or 3 matches and trying to deal with someone the likes of Angelique Kerber, that's done. No. Now she gets to rest like everyone else. Now let's see what they're made of. I'm really excited about this. That was just really, I got out of my seat yesterday, Tim.
Yeah, it started in Auckland, too, right? Like, we were kind of teased.
Yes, correct.
We were kind of teased, so we were led into this story.
Before the Aussie Open.
Yeah, so we were led into the story, and now let's see which. Now, obviously, things change. It becomes a clay court season. It becomes Wimbledon. It becomes grass, and we'll see how she ends up doing there. This is a hard court victory, as you well know.
A lot of tennis. Frank at Tim and Sid. Hey, guys, can you award a Lou Marsh halfway through March? Give it to Bianca. There's a lot of that today. I'm not willing to do that yet, but again, what a start. What a start for Bianca.
It is a great start, but I think that we do have to learn from our history a little bit here in Canada. It's a win, and it takes a while, as we're learning with Denis Shapovalov, as we're learning with Felix, that you have to wait a little bit. And this isn't the WTA of the past where the teenagers just walked all over everybody. There's going to be steps along the way. This is a massive, wonderful step, but patience. Because I think there's a lot of people who cover games that they don't normally cover or sports that they normally don't cover and want to just anoint.